Guys, I'm going to try to do a quick update with you. So we got the front end back on the Cuddy, and it's looking pretty good so far. Got some of the wiring harness knocked out. The only thing I didn't like so far on this fast standalone is on the injectors here. It doesn't label passenger or driver side. So I'm probably going to have to call fast and figure out which is which. And it also doesn't tell me which one of these is the front, which one of these is the back. So I kind of took a guess for now, and I'll flip-flop them if necessary. I know first startup, if they don't have information on it, first startup's going to be real interesting, because I'm going to, you know, we guessed between these two, and between these two, and we guessed on which side it is. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. So, moving on from there, I'm moving to the fuel system now. So, I bought a Jegs tank for like, I think it was like 230 bucks, somewhere in that range. And then I bought my fuel line, which is on the other side of this motor over here. Sneak peek. So we got all 8 AN line. So I didn't want to go and spend all the money on their fuel pump, like the Aeromotive tank and the Aeromotive fuel pump. I think it's gonna be like $1,200 all said and done. I think for the pump alone, it was like $400, or for the whole, you know, shebang here, which you can't use on a tank like this because it's a bolt-in style, not a sit and spin. So what I did instead is I bought this tank. I bought a Grand National sending unit, and I took the old fuel pump and chucked it. And then I bought a 525 Walbro for like $80 on eBay. And then I spent about 50 bucks on fuel line, which I got a lot of extra. I think you can buy it for like 20 bucks for a foot, and a foot probably would have done what I needed, but I knew I was going to need line for, you know, future projects. So I went ahead and did that. And I was trying to turn the vent tube, the original vent tube, into my return, because before, you know, when these lines were here, they were actually, the vent tube was bigger than the original return. So I was going to do that, kind of messed up, which hindsight 2020, I'm happy I messed up, because I found these 8AN fittings where it just kind of sandwiches in between the metal here, and then it comes out as a nipple. So then I can just put a hose on and shoot it down. This is my return. And then I went ahead and ripped the supply out because I liked how this design was better anyways, because it was still going to be undersized running the original line. Because I had a 8AN adapter piece, which I can show you guys that later at the very end of the video. There's adapters you can put on here to turn these to 8AN lines, which is what I was originally going to do. But I messed up, so I pivoted. But I like my pivot. So, now I just got to put my 90s on the top of here, and then we'll be good to go. So, but anyways, just real quick, just kind of mathing it out with you guys. I spent $80 on this, on the pump, $70 on here, which puts you at about $1.50, $50 on fuel line, there's $200, and I spent about $13 a piece on each one of these. So, let's just say 30 bucks. So we're at 230. Hopefully I didn't jump somewhere. So 70, 80, it's 150, 50. Yeah, so we're at $130 for this shebang, which is not too bad of a deal. And then I spent another 20 bucks on these as a package deal, 2 of them. So you can say $250 and we're good to go. And the nice thing is they'll just sit and we can just put it in and spin it in. So I think we did a pretty good deal. So kind of check it out. Other thing I want to do now is I want to find the female side of this pigtail, so that way I can just run it, because I kind of figured out the wiring. You know, it's, you know, your supply, your supply is your gray, your purple is your fuel sending level, like for your fuel level, and then your ground is your ground. So, and your grounds both of these 2 wires. So, not too bad. Pretty simple design, didn't take long, and I feel like I got a pretty nice quality setup here. So let me know if you enjoy this video. And I about forgot, because I blended this video into the very end. So right here on the original return, you're going to want to drill some holes right here at the top, and that's because this is becoming your vent tube. If you don't do that, then your return, which you want to keep your return line in there because it's the whole skeleton that holds all this in place. So you're going to want to drill the holes, because if you don't, your tank's going to pressurize. It's going to pull fluid through here and shoot it out right there on top of your tank. And you're not going to like that. So make sure you drill these holes. They are important to doing this design. If you don't do that, it will not work correctly. There's a lot of other guys online that mess up all the time. So hopefully somebody finds this before trying to put their setup together. I was going to try to say a bigger word than I could pronounce. So anyways, I think it's going to be a good setup. I'll let you guys know how it goes when the car's actually making vroom vroom sounds.